All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well today. For those of you who have not met me before, my name is Amanda. I am the Director of Technology in our Rutherford Market Center. And today we are going to be reviewing your KW Agent website, how it interconnects with the KW app, how you can personalize your website, and some really awesome features that you can utilize between the website and the app. Now, before we actually dive into the website aspect of Command, we always like to highlight the marketing profile. And this is something that really comes into play when we are discussing your agent website. So for those of you who may be unfamiliar with your marketing profile, when you are logged into the Command dashboard and you click on your name on the upper right corner, you're going to come down to Settings. And then from here, once you are in your settings, you will go over to the left by Connect Settings, click on that down arrow, and then you're going to click on Marketing Profile. Now, the marketing profile is pretty self-explanatory. Essentially, it helps you create marketing content faster and easier. So what exactly does this mean? This means that the marketing profile will be used to automatically populate your name, your phone number, your email address, the office address, your headshot, et cetera, et cetera. This is just going to save you a lot of time down the road as time goes on from not needing to type in your name, your email, your phone number over and over and over again. The marketing profile, you want to come back from time to time to make sure it's fully updated, make sure all your contact info is correct, and it will just save you a few seconds here and there, but those seconds definitely do tend to add up. So while looking at the marketing profile, we'll see your headshot will go here. Your team logo is going to go in the second section here. Now, if you don't have a team logo, you can always add in your Market Center logo. You can add in a secondary headshot of yourself. You can add in maybe if you have your own logo for yourself, you can add that in there. Or if you're in a pinch, you can simply just put in a white box, an image of a white box, and that will at least alleviate a broken link being shown on your web pages. So those are a few workarounds for our team logo area. As we scroll down, we're going to have all of our details here. Something that's new that they have added is a military affiliation. So if you are active duty, a veteran, if you're a spouse, etc., you can now make that designation here. And then, of course, you're going to have your biography. So definitely take some time to populate your bio. You want to let people know a little bit about you, why you are a real estate agent, why you're with Keller Williams, maybe what you did in your previous life, and a little bit about what you like to do outside of work. You want to keep it a little general. You don't want to use I, me, or names of your spouse or kids or anything like that, because you do keep in mind, you want to be reading this through the eyes of someone who doesn't know who you are. So use third person. Lisa Arrigo is a well-established real estate agent in Ridgewood, New Jersey. She does this and that, la-di-da-di-da, but definitely use those third parties and refer to, just your kids, your spouse as such. Try not to use those names just for safety reasons. You just never know. As we scroll down, of course, you'll have the opportunity to input your cell phone, the office number, your email, and then, of course, the website URL here. And we'll definitely touch upon that in just a little bit. And then as we scroll down, we have all of your Market Center information. So everything should be filled out for you automatically. The only thing you may need to add in is the Market Center number. In Rutherford, it's 1095. It's going to vary from Market Center to Market Center. So if you're not quite sure what your Market Center number is, feel free to reach out to your DAS or your DOFI or whomever on the leadership team. They'll be able to get back to you pretty quickly. I wouldn't worry about the compliance. This is not something that is legally required in New Jersey as far as I understand. So don't need to worry about this right now. But if you scroll down just a little bit, you will see there are links to input your social profiles. So if you do have a personal profile dedicated for real estate on Facebook or even a business page, you can put that link here, your Twitter account, Instagram, even if you have a YouTube channel or you're on LinkedIn, feel free to add those in there because again, these will be used when you are working on pages on your website. You can have all your social icons linked right then and there. Whenever you have fill in your marketing profile, make any changes, always make sure you hit that save button. That way everything will save and you will have it next time you need it. Now that we have reviewed the marketing profile, it's time to dive into the fun of the class today, and that is going to be the agent website. Now, I will let you guys know I am going to focus primarily on the agent website. I will touch upon the app and the similarities between the two. The reason I'm not going to spend too much time on the app is because there is simply no lovely way for me to show you what the app looks like. If you can see, you're not going to be able to see a thing on my screen, and I can't cast it through Zoom. So we're going to primarily focus on the website, but if you do have any app questions, I'd be happy to answer those for you. So coming back to our command dashboard, as we all know, if we click on that red KW in the upper left corner, it's going to open up the menu for us so we can view all of the different applets. And the agent website lives on this bottom applet under Consumer. Now, once we visit the Consumer Applet, we see there's lots of different places where we can visit. You're going to have an area where you can edit your agent site pages, an area where you can edit your landing pages. There is a guide builder. That's all going to be on the upper left corner. If we move to the right, this is where we see the site and app settings, as well as the button to create new pages. Now, just below, when we are on the agent site page, you do see the link to your agent website here. And then if you've never configured your site before, you can click on this button. This is sort of the first step when you are first designing your website. Now, I will be transparent with you guys. I am not sure if this will actually work for you. I do believe this is something that they're either working on or potentially phasing out. So if you come to this configure your site and you say, I want to use the new KW agent sites, and you click submit, and you get this message that says you're all set, no other action is required, that's okay. Everything that we do during that first setup can be done from within the Consumer Applet here. So no need to worry if you click on that and nothing happens. Now, before we dive a little bit further, we do see that we have two different areas for two different types of pages. We have our agent site pages and we have our landing pages. And what is the difference between the two? So your agent site pages are actually going to be connected to your website. I have my website open here for me automatically, or already, I should say. And you may notice that every single agent website has the same view for their homepage, and it looks exactly the same as kw.com. That's because every agent's website is actually a subdomain of kw.com. That's why you're able to customize the beginning part of that URL, but it will always end in .kw.com. That's because all of these sites are ultimately linked together. And this is why all of the websites do look very similar when we're looking at the front page. I've had some agents ask me, can I change this front page? I'd rather it be more about me. I'd rather it be more about whatever the case may be. The answer is no. The reason why the home page is going to be this search page is because when it comes down to it, this is the reason why people are coming to your website. As much as we love to think that people want to know every last thing about us, I know I feel the same way. It's just not the case. People are coming to your website to look for properties. That's why they're coming here. Of course, they're going to be able to find more information about you, but truly the main reason they are here is to search for properties that are for sale or for rent. So that's why the homepage is always going to be the search bar. There's not anything we can do to change it, but it is a-okay. Now, when we are on our agent site, we do have a drop-down menu on the upper right corner, and this is where we can see our agent site pages. So an agent site page is a page that is designed to live on your website. So this is something that can be what I like to call evergreen content. This is content that is always going to be relevant. It's not going to be something that you won't need to know about a year from now, or things that are going to become what's the word I'm looking for? Not extinct, that's the right word. Obscure, maybe. I think you guys kind of get my drift here. But these can be pages such as a mortgage calculator, finding your home value, about you, about Keller Williams, some reviews, a contact page. All of these different pages here are always going to be relevant. And that's why we call them agent site pages, because we want them to live on the agent website. That way they can always be found and they can always be viewed. Now, in addition to the agent site pages, we also have the ability to create landing pages. Those are going to be different. Those cannot be linked onto our menu bar here, and the URL will read a little bit different. So if someone is on one of our landing pages, and I'm just going to click on this one here for an example. So this is a landing page that I have created. We see the URL is different. It's pages.kw.com/Amanda-DeMarco/ this is my specific user ID, and then this is what I have named my web page. So nowhere in here am I actually able to link back to the Amanda-DeMarco.kw.com webpage. And that's totally fine, because landing pages are going to be designed for content that's not going to be evergreen, that's not going to be relevant forever. This includes listings, open houses, maybe you're hosting some sort of fundraising event in town, or whatever the case may be. Anything that you it is not going to be relevant forever. That's the beauty of the landing page, is that once that content is no longer relevant, someone who's searching on your agent website is not going to be able to find it, because we don't want them to look at things that have happened in the past. Now, when it actually comes to designing your agent website and getting everything set up, you do have a few pages that are created for you by default. I believe they are the About Us, About Me, Contact Us. And if you wanted to create any new pages, that would be through the Create a New Page button. Now, when we click on this, it's going to give us the option to select if we want to do a page for our agent site. And so it says create a subpage, or if we want to create a landing page. And essentially, this is for lead generation and also things that are a little bit more timely. So let's say we want to make a page for our agent website. So I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to create the page. Now, regardless of what type of page you're making, you always want to rename your page here. All of these jumbled letters don't mean anything to us. So let's say we're doing, I don't know, a Meet the Team page, for example. I'm going to rename it as Meet the Team. And then we have all of these different widgets that we can choose from. And the widgets make it really easy to design these pages. So we can drag and drop. And once we do, we have the ability to customize these widgets as well. But we do see that this would be an option for us to put in some additional team members. I am going to delete this here just so I can show you what all of these different widgets are. The agent profile, this would be great for an About Me page or a Contact Me page. And we see that all of this information is being pulled from my marketing profile. We have my headshot, my name, my contact info. Here's my, very, oops, that was a mistake. My very wonky bio that has somehow made its way down at the bottom, but that's quite all right. So with our agent profile, we do have the ability to configure this as well. I'm just going to delete this. I can. And sometimes you may run into this where things happen and you can't fix it. I understand the frustration. So definitely get in the habit of saving your changes frequently. That way, if I run into this issue here where I have somehow moved the text from my widget into the body of my page, I'm just going to go back and do I want to save these changes? No. So I didn't actually end up creating that page, but I didn't lose anything because I really didn't have anything that I had created from the get-go, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go back to my agent site page. I'm going to create that new page. And again, let's just stick with the Meet the Team page. So what I'm going to do is drag over my Teams widget. And with any of these widgets, you have the ability to configure them. That means we're going to come down to this lower right corner and click on Configure Widgets. And then any widgets that we have on our page will be listed here. So this could be the team widget, it could be a testimonial widget, it could be a contact me widget, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to click on this widget for the team. And now here is where I have the ability to actually populate this with my personalized information. So maybe I want to change the headline. Maybe my team is called Meet the, I should have thought of this before I started talking about my example. Meet the amazing Amanda associates. I have no idea. That's terrible. We're just going to roll with it. And then the intro text could be here. The amazing Amanda associates are a premier real estate agency group in Rutherford, New Jersey. Meet the amazing agents below. Now, of course, I would have to be part of a team in order for this type of widget to actually work. I'm going to hook in with my market center here so I can actually select myself and our Director of Agent Services here. Now, once I click on Save and Apply, we see that all of this customization now moves over into my page. So I have my customized headline, my little detailed intro text here, and now it has inputted my team members for me automatically. Again, this may not be the best example for everyone, especially if you're not part of the team. I'm just trying to show you how easy it is to customize these widgets. I'm going to save these changes. And now what this has done is brought me into the site and app settings. And it's brought me to the agent site pages area. This is where we can customize the sub pages that are listed on our main website. So the system is very smart. It knows that we've just created a new page, and it's automatically bringing me to the area where I can add this page to my website. So regardless of what kind of page you're making, whether it's meeting the team, whether it's a contact page and about you, showcasing all of the homes you've sold, testimonials, whatever the case may be, whenever we want to add a page to our website, we'll come to the site and app settings, and it's going to be under agent site pages. And we'll click on this button here to add a page. Now, once I do, this pops up, and this is going to list every single agent site page that we have created. Notice how it doesn't give me landing pages. It's only going to be the agent site pages, which is what we want. So I'm going to click on this Meet the Team. I know that this is what I have named my page. This is today's date, so I know this is the date I created it. And I'm going to click on Continue. Now I can rename the page. So this is going to be Meet the Team. And you notice how when I started typing the page title, it changed on my subdomain here. So as I make these changes, we see that this is how it will reflect on our main bar here. I can also change the URL slug. So that just means it's the latter half of that URL. So now if I were to share this URL with someone, it doesn't just say new page or something that doesn't matter. People know what this page is because it's part of the URL. Now for the SEO description, you don't have to go crazy, especially taking into consideration that these are subdomains of the KW website. If you've ever been on Google or whatever search engine you prefer, and if you've looked for certain properties or whatever the case may be, you may notice that listings come up on Whitecourt's websites, Coldwell Banker's websites, obviously Zillow and Realtor.com, but very rarely will you see a KW listing pop up in those first few pages of the search. That's normal. It's just the way that our websites are set up compared to some of the other agencies out there. The explanation of it goes a little bit beyond my understanding, to be completely honest with you, but just know that there's nothing wrong with your website, with our website. It's just the way that the sites have been set up, where ours are not going to show up in searches like some of the others do. And it's just designed to be that way. If you want more clarification, let me know, and I can definitely try to figure it out and get that back to you. But my general understanding is that it's just the way that the pages are, the website is created. Tia, you got a question?
Amanda, I always have a question.
Of course, go right ahead.
Okay, so I remember when I first took a class with you and Reese, you were talking about the SEO descriptions, the search engine optimization. So I noticed that under the agent site pages, I guess, yeah, you have it on yours too. I'm doing it simultaneously while you do it. So am I looking to load that up with all of the terms that, you know, are going to bring people to my page, or am I limiting it just to that particular like page title?
That's a great question. You can do either. It definitely doesn't hurt to have the same, you know, few keywords across all of your pages. So for example, New Jersey Realtor, New Jersey homes for sale, NJ Realtor, NJ homes for sale, whatever the case may be, whatever keywords you've found that you like, you can copy these and use these across all of the pages. And then if you wanted to add a couple extra keywords that are relevant to that specific page at the end. So for example, NJ Realtor team, you know, something like that. It definitely does not hurt to have the SEO description loaded in. It will not hurt. Essentially what I was trying to explain is that please don't think that if you populate the SEO descriptions in a week, your page is going to be #1 on the Google search. It's going to be very hard for the pages to rank, and it's just the way that the KW website is designed. But absolutely, by adding in those extra SEO descriptive words and keywords wherever you can, it will definitely help in the rankings.
Okay.
How much? That's
Thank you.
Determined, but
Right.
absolutely, that was a great question.
All right. Well, thank you.
Of course.
For the great answer.
Thank you. So once we have everything populated here, we've customized our URL slug and our page title. We're going to click on save, and that's how we're going to make sure that the page is now added into our menu. And then if we ever wanted to rearrange the order in which these pages show up, we can just simply drag and drop where we want them to lay. So it's very easy to customize the order in which your pages are shown on the menu. And you see, once I make the change, it saves it automatically. So I don't actually need to hit that save button. So now when I come back to my KW website, my subdomain, I'm going to refresh. And now when I come back to that menu bar, there's my Meet the Team page and my reviews. It's all been organized in the correct order. So if I go to Meet the Team, this is what it looks like actually on the website. Now, again, I know this was kind of a wonky example, but just wanted to show you how the widgets do look when they're live. They are very nice. We'll see this a little bit more within the landing page section, but just know that you do have some customizations for your agent site pages. Now, there are some things that you can do without a widget. For example, adding a mortgage calculator to your website. This seems really complicated, but it's actually really easy. All we're doing is going to a website and copying an HTML code and then popping it into our agent website page creation. So let me go one step at a time with this. For this particular mortgage calculator, we are going to go to mortgage calculator. I spelled that wrong. Calculator.org. And I'm going to pop this in the chat so you all have this link as well. So on mortgagecalculator.org, what we can do is go to, let me just remember where to go. We're going to go to widgets and we're going to click on full page calculator. Now, this is where we can actually set up our defaults. So if you wanted to change the defaulted values for all of these sections here, so the home value, the down payment, etc., you can calculate, plug in your own numbers if you want. Of course, people are still going to have the ability to come in here and change the numbers themselves and make those adjustments. But if you would prefer to have any of these set to a specific number, feel free to do that. Now, once we have everything where we want it to be, the next step is to simply copy the source code. And that's going to be this HTML code in this box here. And when we scroll down, it says, this is what your calculator will look like. but this is really where we want to go. So again, when we're on mortgagecalculator.org, we come over to widgets and go to full page calc, and this is where we'll be. Now, when we're back into our command dashboard, in order to create a page for this, we'll go to create new page. And again, we want the agent site page because this is something that's always going to be relevant. Now, when we're adding in an HTML code, we are not going to be using any of these widgets. Instead of widgets, we're going to use a content block. So this is something that's relevant on both landing pages and agent site pages. And this allows you to simply input either images or text. So I'm going to do the text widget. I'm going to come back here to my mortgage calculator site. I'm going to click to copy this to my clipboard. Then I'm going to come back here and I'm simply going to right click, paste as plain text, and there we go. Notice how right after I clicked out of that HTML code, my mortgage calculator appeared. So it's very easy. And this is how you would add anything that you have an HTML code for. So I do believe that this was also, nope, this was a widget. I'm trying to think off the cuff if there are any other HTML widgets that I know of besides the mortgage calculator. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but if you ever find something that you think would be beneficial, that's exactly how you would input it in.
Amanda, I was going to ask you actually if you could show us how to do it, because again, you and Reese did it in the first one I watched a couple of weeks ago. So you created a page for like statistics for like mine would be Keller Williams Village Square, and she hyperlinked it, I guess, to current statistics, but I couldn't really figure out how to do that using all in KW resources and have it, like I was worried it would be static and not update.
Sure. Let's see. And I'm not 100% sure where it would be on this page.
It was under tools. If you go under tools. KW tools and Ridgewood resources, it gives you
the
statistics, but they're not, I don't believe they're live. They're like PDFs. So you'd probably have to like write a note to yourself to replace it eventually, right?
Right, exactly. That is what this looks like here. That these would just be
right. But yeah, I didn't know how to plug those in. So I guess it could be an image. You could take a screenshot. Okay.
Something like this would be an image. So now let's say, you know, ideally this is what we want to be posting.
Right.
What I'm going to do is download this. So when I'm looking in the Google Drive, I've clicked on my image that I want, double clicked, and now up in the upper right, I can click on download. And now we see this is downloaded. So when I come back here, I'm just going to delete this for now.
Okay.
And now I'm going to add in an image. And this is going to be the same thing. So I would either click to access my downloads menu here, or I can actually just take the image from the bottom left, drag it and drop it.
Oh, nice.
And then I can click on that image and now see how it appears behind me here.
Okay.
Boom. Simple as that. So that's how we can actually add in static images to the pages as well.
Okay.
So this is nice because you can do images or text. You're not just limited to those widgets. So this would be great too. You know, if you had an idea for something that you wanted to create that was something a little more evergreen, you know, maybe you wanted to make your About Me page stand out, or all of your homes that you've sold, you want to make it look really nice. You can create a design within the Designs applet, save it as a JPEG, and then simply just add it as an image on your website, and there you go. That way you'll have something that looks really nice, it's unique to you, and all in all, it's not going to take too much time since you're just using a template and making it your own, saving that template, and putting it right here. Great question. Let me just delete this, and I'm just going to show you guys one more time the mortgage calculator. how easy it is. So again, I'm just moving the text block here. I'm coming to my HTML source. I'm copying it to my clipboard. And then when I come back, I'm simply going to paste it and watch. As soon as I click out, boom, the widget configured itself. Now, one thing you'll notice is that I can't actually save this page. It's saying that I need to add a widget before I can save it. So what we can do is come to our widgets and we can add something to the bottom of our mortgage calculator. This could be a contact form or maybe a prompt for them to download your app. Me personally, I don't think you can have too many contact forms on your web page, as long as they're on all different pages. But by adding this contact form, I now give people who are on my website the opportunity to contact me if they are looking at this mortgage calculator here. So now I do have the ability to save those changes because I have at least one widget on my page. I'm just going to click on, oh, did I mess that up? I'm just going to go back here to edit it. Okay, it did save. I just wanted to rename my page. So this is going to be mortgage calculator, and maybe I'll just do 9/21 and now publish page. So now I am publishing the page, which means it's going to be visible for anyone to see. And because I've published it, notice now it takes me back to the agent site pages where I can actually come and add this page to my menu bar. Any questions so far about creating agent site pages, adding them to your menu, editing them in any way? If not, totally fine. All right. So now, while we're in the site and app settings, I'm just going to go over what each of these sections is intended for. There's going to be 5 sections overall. 4 of them are actually important. Theme is not important. We'll get to it. We'll take all of 5 seconds and you'll see what I mean. But we'll start with general. So with general, this allows you to do a little bit of customization onto your main page. And this is essentially saying you can customize your hero text here, as well as any of the background images. So when I'm back on my site settings, if I did want to change my agent site hero text to be something like, again, very wacky example. It's just the first thing that I'm coming up with off the cuff. But if I wanted to include my name, my team name, something about Keller Williams, something about New Jersey, this is the place for you to do this. You can also swap out these big images that are in the background as well, if you would like to. Now, you don't have to. The stock images that they provide are very nice, but if you wanted to eventually choose pictures that are all of previous listings that you've had, or of your happy buyers in front of their homes holding their sold signs, whatever the case may be, you do have the opportunity to make it a personalized look that reflects your business. Just know that it does need to be a JPEG or a PNG file. It gives you a recommended size, and it just lets you know you can upload up to 5 images. Now, this is also for your app hero text. This isn't going to show up on mine because I'm not a licensed agent. I don't have an app link, but you can have something here that says download the KW app, search for homes with me, whatever you would like. And then with virtual tours, this is not something I've explored just yet, so I don't think I'll have any answers for you at this point in time, but it's something on my list to research, and maybe we can get back to this in a later class. Again, once we make all of our changes here, we want to click on Save Changes. Note that it may take up to 24 hours to take effect. So if you check back and those changes haven't happened yet, don't freak out. It may just take a little while. Moving on to URLs, a very, very easy section here. This is essentially where you can change your agent subdomain And again, if you have that KW app, you'll have the link to that app here as well. Note that you don't want to change your subdomain too often. I would recommend really only changing it once, maybe twice if you really needed to, but you want to try to keep it consistent because that will also help with a little bit of that SEO and name recognition for yourself as well. But if you, are a brand new agent and you created the agent URL during your Scott LeBroy marketing setup, and now it's 2 months later and you're like, what was I thinking? That's terrible. I wanted to read this. This is where you can come in and change it. I'm going to come back to featured listings in just a second. Theme, very pointless. This is essentially saying if you want to have a red colored theme or a dark colored theme. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't even know where this theme comes into play. This is my logo that I've uploaded here. So who knows? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just leave it on red. It's all good. And then of course we have our agent site pages, which we have reviewed previously. Now, the featured listing section is something that's really, really cool. This allows you to actually put your listings or any listings of your choosing directly on your homepage. So this is a way where we can make our homepage a little bit unique to us. If we scroll down, for example, here, this is my personal idea for my URL, or my headline, featured Bergen County listings, but you can have this read whatever you'd like. So if you'd like it to be, Amazing Amanda's listings or whatever the case may be, or find your dream home in Bergen County, whatever you need it to say, you can customize it there. And then you can select up to 12 listings to rotate within that carousel. Now you see that I have 6 listings here, but only one of them shows up on my page. That's because 5 of these are no longer on the market. So that's why they're not showing up. So just for you to note that if you ever have a listing that you want to add onto your main page, you do have to come in here and delete them, and then come in manually select another listing. So I'm going to delete some of these here, just so we're going to get them off of our our main page. And then I can come in and I can select listings. So when I click on select, it will show me this view here, any of them that I have already selected here. I'm going to go to all listings, of course, because I don't have any. But if I search by the property address, or I can search by an MLS number, zip code, etc. So I'm going to put in Rutherford's. And now as I scroll down, I'm able to see all of the different listings here. Now I'm just quickly scrolling to see if I can see anyone from our office. I don't see anyone just yet. Oh, Brendan De Silva, he's ours. So there we go, or he was another agent of ours. So just, as we're going through, we can select the listings that we want, select, click on done. And now once we save changes and come back here, I'm going to give this a little refresh. And now we have all of these listings coming up here. Now, if we don't have any listings and you do want to post other listings, you have to ask the listing agent. That's an excellent question. I don't believe that it is required for you to ask for their permission. It definitely couldn't hurt. Again, this is just from my point of view. I think it could be a great way for you to connect with more agents and say, hey, I'm working on my agent site. You have a beautiful home in the area that I'd like to focus in. I just wanted to let you know I'd like to add it on my featured listings on my homepage. You never know where that conversation could lead you. Perhaps this person has some buyers for you. Perhaps this person can offer you advice, even just making a new contact. So definitely couldn't hurt just to inform someone that you're going to be adding their listing onto your page here. Lucia, I do see that you had also asked where to find the hero replacement images, and that is a great question as well. I'm going to come here and I'm going to delete one. Then I'm just going to click on upload. Okay, so it will need to be something from our desktop. And we do want 1200 by 1200.
I was dying to get rid of that guy with the foot-long beard for some reason in the hero image. I just couldn't relate to him. Sorry. I don't mean to
No, you're
offend anyone.
fine. I never even noticed the beard. Now I'm not going to be able to look away from it.
So I was looking for other images, but I didn't know where to find them.
That's a great question. Let me show you. So this is a little bit of a workaround. So now keep in mind, we do need to be 1200 by 1200. I'm going to go back into designs. I'm going to click on create. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to click on social for now to create a new design. Now from here, I am actually going to step out of the templates area and come into my designs. And by doing this, I can click on start from blank. And now I can create a custom size or choose from any of these available. So site hero images, but I can do custom size, and I'm going to do 1200 by 1200. And now I'm going to create. So now we see that I have created this new design that's 1200 by 1200. And when I come into the images section, I can view the workspace. And this is where we can find some generic stock images that we have the freedom to use. And we can choose whatever image we'd like. So maybe we want to do house exteriors or neighborhoods. We can jump around from all of these different, categories. And you can browse and view whatever is going to look best for you, whatever is going to look best for your, the area that you're looking in, etc. So, maybe this really cool looking Miami area is not really for us, but this house looks really cool. This could be something that is useful for us. So I'm going to click on this plus button to use image. And we do see it's really tiny, but what I can do is match it up in the corner and just drag it. And keep dragging it to reach the whole. Let me make it a little smaller. So I can, make it how I want. Now, is this the best example? No, I'm doing it off the cuff, but you get the idea where you can, create an image based off of these workspaces here and then upload them. So I'm going to rename this as Hero Image 1. And then I'm going to download it. So I'm going to save it as a PNG and I'm going to click done. It's preparing my file. Now it is downloading. I'm going to give it just a second. Here it is. I am now going to click done. And I'm going to come back into my consumer section. I'm going to go back to the site and app. And now I'm going to click on upload. Now, I'm not sure if you can see it, but my downloads window has popped up. So I double clicked on that image and here we go. So that image has now been added to the carousel here. I'll click on save changes. Again, it may take up to 24 hours to take effect, but this is good because it gives you some, it gives you an idea to experiment and make sure that you've got all of the criteria checked off. And actually, now that I'm looking at it and I'm actually visualizing this, I think that the template size of the site hero image is better than the 200 by 200. 200 by 200 is a perfect square. These are not perfect squares. These are rectangles. This is not a perfect square. This is a rectangle. So I'm not sure why it's saying to make your design a perfect square. If I go back into designs, this is something, see, we're learning as we go. I'm going to come back, create another design. Hope this loads quickly. And again, we're going to go out of templates and go into My Designs, start from blank. And now I'm actually going to choose that pre-made size, Site Hero Images. And now it will open up for me automatically. And now we see that it's a little bit more in tune with the size we're looking for. And again, just repeating that process, images, workspace. Maybe now I want to look at neighborhoods. You know, if it's we love helping families. Here's kids walking to school. And there we go. Yes, it is. I'm not sure if it's going to be on Facebook, Luann, but it is absolutely going to be on our YouTube channel sometime either today or tomorrow. Great question. So I'm going to save this as Hero Image 2. I'm going to download it. And now I am going to, there we go, it's downloaded. So I'm going to hit done. And again, we just repeat that process. We go back into our consumer area, go to the site and app settings. I'm going to delete this one here, and I'm going to upload our Hero Image 2, and there we go. So hopefully in a little bit, these new images will show up. But that's how you would then either create a new image to upload or just simply delete and upload. Just make sure that you have a high resolution image and make sure you have permission to use this image. The way that I just showed you guys through the designs, those are all licensed images that we have full access to. You don't want to go on Google and Google, you know, Ridgewood welcome sign and take that off the internet and then use it as your site image just because you don't technically have permission to do that. So definitely, you know, keep that in mind when you are figuring out which images you'd like to learn. Now, I do want to show you a little bit about how to actually work the website as you are working with your clients. So the website as well as the KW app work together in terms of being the same account, using the same account. So regardless if you're an agent, if you're a client, no matter who you are, when you go to kw.com or whatever the agent's site is, you'll have to create an account. That includes us as well as the agents. So you can either do the sign up or log in, and you can use your same username and password as you do for your command login to make it easy for yourself. And when you are working with clients who are going to be searching for homes, you can create their accounts for them. If you have their email address, click on sign up. So, you know, let's say their name is Bob Smith and their email is bobsmith@gmail. You can then make your password, or I should say make their password, maybe your name. So just like that, Amanda 1, or maybe it would be Lisa 1 or Chia 1, whatever you know, whether it's your name or KW, whatever, give them a password that's going to make it easy for them to remember. And what better way for them to remember your password than know, oh, it's my agent's name, and then the letter, you know, the number 1. Simple as that. But this way you're guaranteeing that they have access to this account and they can interact with you. So let me go ahead and log into mine. Now, notice how when I log in, this is asking me, it looks like you're associated with Leslie Morrison from the NJHO group. You're now browsing the website of Amanda DeMarco. Do you want to switch your agent? This is how smart this system is. I have created this account previously and I have switched agents, you know, whenever I work with people on our one-on-ones. And last I was working with Leslie and I added her as my agent. But the website knows that since I am now looking on amandademarco.kw.com, it's asking me if I'd like to make Amanda my agent. So your clients will have this opportunity presented to them as well if they ever stumble upon another agent's website. But, you know, hopefully they will just say, no, I'm going to stick with Leslie, and I'm going to do that. So no, I'm going to stick with Leslie. And wait for it to load. It's just being a little slow. There we go. So now I'm on my website. I am logged in as myself. We see the AD in the corner. And now I can interact on this website and actually save information. And you can create collections and saved searches for your clients for them as well. So remember how I just showed you how you can create an account for your client? Let's say we've just created their account. You can log into it. Obviously, you've created their username and their password. You can come in and create saved searches for them, or you can create collections for them or view particular neighborhoods. For example, if I go to saved and go to view all, I can then edit or view certain saved searches. So if they are looking for homes in Rutherford, if they're looking for homes in Ridgewood, if they're looking for homes in Tenafly, multiple towns, you can create these saved searches for them through their account, and then they're going to get the emails to them when there's new listings, when there's price changes, open houses, etc. And this can all be done directly through their account. Now, in a similar fashion, we can also create collections. So while saved searches are going to be, emailed to them directly with actual listings from their particular town, collections allow you to add listings from any town, from anywhere, into a particular collection. So this is great because you can also invite your clients to collaborate on this collection with you. So we can do this in one of two ways. I'm the agent. I'm on my agent account now, and I am working with Bob Buyer. I'm going to create a new collection. I'm going to name this Homes for Bob Buyer, and I'm going to click on Create. Now, here's my collection here, and notice I have collections for all of my clients. Here's my homes for Monica. Here's my homes for Betty. Here's my homes for Sean. So I'm going to go into Homes for Bob Buyer, and now I'm going to search for homes. So I can come in here and add any homes that I think he may be interested in. So here we go. Here's a nice home here. I am going to click on this little heart button and save it to the Bob Buyer collection. Save. And then I'm going to do the same thing. Maybe I'm flipping around. This one looks great for him, Bob Buyer. This one looks great for him, for Bob Buyer. Notice how I'm just going anywhere on the map and doing all of these different homes, Bob Buyer, and save. Oops, that one didn't save. Save. And I didn't hit save, so be sure you hit that save button. And note that as you're adding homes, you can also add comments. So you can leave a note about this home. Whoops. Bob, what do you think of this home? We can tour it next weekend. Save. So now I can come back on my saved, and I can view my collections as well. And I'm going to click on the collection for Bob Buyer. So in my collection, I have 5 homes. It's showing me on the map everywhere that they are. And here I can view them all on the left side. Here's my descriptive information, my note from that previous screen there. And then, so this is going to be my whole collection here. I can continue to edit, to add homes. Now, if I'd actually like to share this with Bob, I'm going to click on this share button here. Now I can put in Bob Smith, and this is Bob's email. I'm going to click on add. So now I have invited Bob to collaborate on this collection with me. He can do exactly what I just did. He can add homes to the collection. He can remove homes. He can enter notes as well. So it is an instant way for you two to be communicating and actually discussing all of these different properties that he may be interested in. So now we'll go through this one more time to make sure everyone feels comfortable. When we come to the saved at the top, we'll see the saved searches, and then we'll see collections. So you can go ahead and click on view all. And then from here, this is where we can either begin to edit a current collection or we can create a new one. So once we click on create new collection, we can create the title for this. So this could be, you know, maybe again, we're making this for our clients. So this could be Amanda's suggestions and create. Now I can come in here and click on this collection. Obviously, I don't have any homes here, so I can search all of the homes. And again, it's that same process where I'm finding all of these homes that they may be interested in, clicking that heart icon, clicking on the collection, and then leaving a note. Within your budget, what do you think? Save. You know, maybe this one is, I know it doesn't have as many bathrooms as you'd like, but the price is fantastic, worth a look. Whatever commentary you'd like to provide to your client, and save. This way, when we go back to our collection here, remember I called this Amanda's suggestions. These are going to be all of my suggestions for this person, and all of my commentary, my notes are going to be listed here as well. And then to share this with the client, we'll click on the share icon, and then this is where you type in their name and email. Again, you would be doing this from your account here on your KW account. If you were to be doing this from your client's account, remember we've created their account for them. We want to already set them up on some collections. You can then simply share this to yourself. So then I would share this with, Donahue, and then whatever, you know, your email is here. That way I'm sending this to myself so I can also collaborate on this collection with him. Now, when you have the KW mobile app, all of the login information is going to be the same. So it's the same login to get to the website as it is for your KW app. And you'll have the ability to access all of the collections, all of the saved searches, just like we're doing on the website. It can all be done on the app as well. So you can, I believe even if they don't have the app downloaded or an account created within this, you can still share it with them. I'm just going to do a little test right here. This is my personal email, and I'm just going to view my other screen here and take a little peek. If you guys want to bear with me just a second, make sure it's didn't go in my spam. Nope. Okay. So here is the email that I've just received to my personal email. So it says, hello, Amanda, let's put our heads together and combine forces to find what we're looking for. Click below to accept my invitation to collaborate on Amanda's suggestions. And then we can click to accept the invite. And then they may be prompted to create an account. Of course, I'm already logged in, so that's why that note didn't pop up there. But either way, having them create an account is something that you want to do, and that's why it is really cool that you can create the account for them. If you find that you're if you find that you have a little bit of a difficulty relaying the information to your client, or perhaps explaining it in a way where they truly understand, it's great that you have the ability to just create the account for them and say, here's the website. This is your username. This is your password. I have homes already saved for you. You're good to go. That is a great question. Let me check here. Oh, let me check my other email. Bear with me one moment. Too many tabs open. Okay, it does not look like I got a notification on my end. Whoops. But let me come back here. and see if I have any notifications here. And I do not at this point in time, but probably because I'm just within my own account. But as the agent, you will always have the ability to come into your account here and view all of the different collections. Because remember, when you're in your account for your website, you can have collections for all of your clients. So you can be collaborating with multiple people all from the same account. You guys had a lot of really good questions today. Is there anything else that I can answer for you guys? Let me just check the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, I think I got everything from the chat, but if there is anything else that someone may need, please feel free to chime in. I will also, again, put my email in the chat. So in case you did want to reach out with any follow-up questions, please feel free to do so. I'm always here to help. And just as a reminder, this will be posted on the Bergen County YouTube Bergen County Partners YouTube page. There we go. It should be here sometime within the next few days. So definitely come to the Bergen County Partners YouTube channel. That's a tongue twister for me for some reason. Hit that subscribe button because this is where you're going to find all of our videos from my trainings, Chris's trainings, Reese's trainings, everyone's trainings are going to be here. And we've got them all nice and organized for you in different playlists, and all the videos here are going to be easily accessible for you. Well, I thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope that you learned a lot. And if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at any time. All right. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See you soon. Bye. Thank you.